Dear students, myself Dr. Nadeem from Biotechnology Department of KMC Language University. So continuing on the previous topic of proteins, we have learned about the introduction, function and classification. Now it is the turn of properties of proteins. What are the properties? That is physical and chemical properties. Starting with the physical properties, these are starting from osmotic pressure, molecular weight, shape, isoelectric point. So first it is the osmotic pressure. How this protein exert osmotic pressure because of its colloidal properties. This is the main basis for protein exerting osmotic pressure. They scatter light also by the property of this colloidal property. And what is the molecular weight of different types of protein starting from the lower to the higher category? The examples are diverse. Here some examples are given. In the low molecular weight category, it is insulin. The molecular weight is 5700 Dalton. While going on to the higher molecular weight proteins, it is the hemoglobin, which has molecular weight of 68 kilodalton. Important point to note, here I mentioned Dalton, here it is kilodalton. So hemoglobin has 68 kilodalton, while albumin is 69 kilodalton. And the largest protein, that is immunoglobulin, that is antibodies, they are 150 kilodalton. Coming on to the shape, another physical property, these are diverse shape. It vary from globular in case of insulin to fibrous in case of creatine, oval in case of albumin, and elongated in case of fibrinogen. So viscosity of a solution increases by bigger and elongated types of proteins. Next category of this physical property, it is very important, isoelectric point, denoted by small p and capital I, also known as isoelectric pH. What is this isoelectric pH? It is the pH at which the net charge on the protein or amino acid is 0, and it is determined by amino acid composition. What happens when there is a net charge on amino acid is 0, although they have both positive and negative charges. When you see the structure of amino acid, it has carboxylic group and amino group. One is negatively, other is positive charge. But when a condition arrives, when a pH is arrived, at that pH, when it is a 0 charge, both charges cancel each other, then that pH is known as isoelectric pH. At this isoelectric pH, what are the different conditions of protein? Its solubility, its buffering capacity, viscosity is minimum. Because of this isoelectric pH, the protein transformation occurs. Its solubility become minimum, buffering capacity also become minimum, and viscosity is also minimum. What is increased? What is going to be maximum? It is the precipitation. In other words, it is also known as insolubility. Insolubility increases upon this pH, that is isoelectric pH, at which amino acids have no net charge, that they behave as neutral. For example, in case of pepsin, isoelectric pH is 1.1. In case of casein, it is 4.6, while albumin it is 4.7, and globulins and hemoglobin have 6.4 and 6.7 respectively. So there are diverse, each protein has its own specific isoelectric point. It is not similar for all the protein. Now coming to the chemical properties of proteins, it is the stability of proteins which is governed by charge and hydration. How protein is stable in a solution? It is the basis of charge and hydration. If that charge and hydration is damaged, is broken, then it will lead to insolubility, that is precipitation of that protein. So there are various factors which modify the charge and hydration of protein. These are described here. Precipitation by different factors. These are neutral salt like ammonium or sodium sulfate, organic solvents like ether and alcohol. So in this type of proteins, the polar group, that is amino group, carboxyl group and hydroxyl group, they attract water molecules toward each other to form a shell of hydration. So in this way, if this shell of hydration is broken, then these proteins will precipitate, they become insoluble. What are the agents which cause insolubility, which break this hydration, or they can disturb the charge atmosphere of the amino acids or protein? These are described here. Ammonium or sodium sulfate, they remove the shell of hydration. Different factors for different modification. One factor for disrupting the charge, another factor for disrupting the hydration. So here ammonium or sodium salt, they remove the shell of hydration that is formed by the polar groups of amino acids. Another factor is organic solvents like ether and alcohol. So they reduce water molecules available for protein. They again disrupt the shell of hydration, and it is the basis of disinfectant effect of alcohol. Another property, chemical property which causes precipitation, that is increase in insolubility of protein, it is the again isoelectric point or isoelectric pH denoted by Pi. Like in case of casein, the isoelectric pH is 4.6. When a protein in a solution, that is casein, is available, that is in milk. Take a very good example. Milk has casein, as the 80% of protein found in milk is casein. This is responsible for curdling of the milk when that milk has this pH 4.6. It is due to lactobacillus, the main agent which cause curdling of the milk, and this casein is responsible for that curdling, making white precipitate that is responsible for curdling. So this lactobacillus, this lowers the pH of the milk when it is present for making curd. This leads to curdling of milk due to casein. Now other factors which cause precipitation of protein is heavy metal ions like copper, mercury and lead. What they do? They disrupt the charges. Now here the main factor, they are disturbing the charges, not the shell of hydration. Other factor, it is ionic reagents like sulfosalic acid. In acidic medium protein, they cations which complex with picric acid to form protein picrate. These again, this type of sulfosalic acid and ionic reagent, they again disrupt the charges of the protein. Now another factor apart from precipitation, which falls under the category of chemical properties, it is denaturation and heat coagulation. I have also told you in the previous lecture what is denaturation of protein. There is separate lecture for denaturation of protein. You can go through this lecture. So what is denaturation? It is the modification of protein higher order structure, that is the folded structure or three-dimensional structure, whether it is the quaternary or the tertiary structure, which is mainly responsible for the functional activity of any protein, whether it is present in enzyme, hormones or any other simple proteins. So how it is denatured? What are the factors which cause denaturation or modification of higher order structure of protein? These are starting from heating, urea, salicylic acid, ultraviolet rays, X-rays and high pressure. Only by giving high pressure, that is shaking, you can denature a protein. So this what they do, they produce non-specific alteration in secondary, tertiary and quaternary structure. Means that all the non-covalent bonding that is available in the higher order structure starting from secondary to quaternary structure of a protein, these are all broken down, these are all disrupted by these agents causing denaturation. Primary structure is never altered, it is not modified by this type of agents, only secondary, tertiary and quaternary. That is why the protein name is there. If primary structure is altered, there is no protein name is there. Primary structure is composed of amino acids joined by peptide bond. That is why protein name is there. Protein is existing, but it is not functional due to disrupting of this non-covalent bond starting from van der Waals bonds, hydrogen bonds to hydrophobic interaction that are present in higher order structure of protein. I have given you the example of protein denaturation process in today's scenario of COVID-19, that is alcohol, 70% ethanol and 90% propanol. These are used as disinfectant for removing the any type of microorganisms, and in this scenario it is COVID-19 virus, that is coronavirus, which can be removed by the application of alcohol based sanitizers. And you have to note that the content, what is the content? It is the 70% ethanol and 90% propanol. These are effective in controlling the infection. So in this case of denaturation, it decreases solubility, increase precipitation, but there is a loss of biological activity. The last chemical property is heat coagulation. Albumin is easily coagulated in comparison to globulin. When you apply heat to albumin, it is easily denatured. There is no need of isoelectric point for denaturing or for precipitation. But in case of globulins, it can't be denatured by only applying heat. It can be denatured only when there is a precipitation by denaturating pH, that is isoelectric point पर जब तक नहीं लाया जाएगा तब तक कि ये precipitation नहीं होगा. किसका? Globulins का. The globulins need, apart from heating, its isoelectric point to be insoluble in that solution. This is all about today's lecture. Thank you everybody.